Hello, this is Rory with the Love Chat, and today's topic is just ask them out. Now, this is video number 260. If you have a question you would like for me to consider featuring on my channel, please write it in a comment below. And if you enjoy these videos, I'd be really grateful, and frankly, it would be very helpful for me if you'd subscribe and hit like. If you would like coaching on your particular dating or breakup situation, just visit my website, thelovechat.net, and for 15% off, type in the code TLC2020. Now then, let's talk about the topic, which is just asking them out. This is going to be a video for people who are pretty much over their ex and ready to begin dating again. Now, obviously, I have to really emphasize that you should only be dating if you feel you are truly ready. There's an unhealthy trend that's going on when you're out of a breakup and you try as soon as you can to get back into a relationship, even though that might not be the most healthy thing in the world for you at this time. So I really want to stress how important it is to be ready for romantic love. Otherwise, you run the risk of this happening again, or perhaps you even being a person who's unemotionally available ends up heartbreaking a new person. So please, for the love of yourself and whoever else you might meet, don't date until you're ready. And if you're not sure, I've made a video about this. I'll include it down below. So the subject matter of this video is just ask them out, right? It's such a difficult concept for so many people, not in theory because we know exactly what needs to happen, but it is based around the idea of rejection. And ultimately, I think everybody listening can agree, it's not the asking out that I'm afraid to do, it's the rejection I know, air quotes, know, that I'm going to get. The rejection that I know I'm going to face, and this makes me upset or uncomfortable because I don't even like myself. So now what am I going to do? Get up, walk over to somebody when I'm not even confident of me and have somebody remind me of that to my face? And it's such an incorrect and self-defeating way to look at all this. If there's anything you should have learned from your breakup, or perhaps you're just finding this and never went through a breakup, but if there's anything you should learn from different lessons in your life, it's that hardship rewards you. And we're all looking at the rejection as this one-off punishment, even though what if rejection is simply another version of going to the gym? What if rejection is another version of self-love, self-work? Something hard and difficult happens. You struggle against that something hard or difficult, and you are later in your life more equipped to handle that hardship or that struggle. This is no different than exercise or doing anything that requires hardship over time, right? We go to the gym, we lift weights, we run, it's miserable, but we're always glad that we did it. Why can't we face rejection with the same grace, the same consistency? Why do we go to the gym? To look better, to feel better, to be more attractive, to experience rejection less. But what if the avoidance of rejection is exactly what gets us in this spot in the first place? I've made this pitch about dating apps before where I typically try and get people to avoid them. Why? Because having to face rejection is exactly what built you up against rejection. Having to face this rejection from somebody telling you, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, is exactly what primed you against it next time. Gee, that wasn't so bad. Guess I can survive that. But when you're on something like a dating app, it never tells you when you weren't good enough for somebody else. And it's not even good enough, and we should get out of that whole mindset. The mentality of not good enough comes from you. It comes from your insecurities. It comes from the things about you that you don't like about yourself. When the simple truth of this whole thing is that there's no such thing as rejection. That's right. There's no such thing as rejection. Dating is not a process of rejection. It is a process of selection. It's not that you specifically aren't good enough. It's I am not looking for the traits that you possess. That is, my friends, selection. And to take this a step further, let's define the two words. Rejection, noun, the dismissing or refusing of a proposal or idea. Selection, noun, the action or fact of carefully choosing someone or something as being the best or most suitable. My friends, it's even in the words in the dictionary. And to back it up, that's exactly what Jack Angel, who, for those of you who don't know, is an American voice actor who did many of the Hanna-Barbera, Hasbro, Super Friends, all that stuff, was in all of those cartoons. And when he was asked how he handles all the rejection, all the jobs that he applies for doing voiceover and getting told no, He says the truth is there's no such thing as rejection. There's only selection. It's not that you're not good enough. It's that they're not looking for you. They're looking for a different voice, a different sound, a different flavor. And for dating, it's no different. They're looking for a different combination, maybe different hair color or height, maybe different educational background or political beliefs. And here's the part that really pisses me off. There are roughly 7.9 billion people on Earth. Now let's say 0.1% of them like you. 0.1% of them find you attractive. That's still 790 million people. And despite the fact that that's a staggering amount of people, and 0.1% of us is a ridiculously low number and not at all true, we still are afraid of the no we fear to get. And so we rarely make the chance to ask, and what happens because we don't ask? It's a definite no. So let me be very clear in my message in this video. I am not saying that it's not scary. I'm not saying that how you feel about this is invalid, not at all. But what I'm saying is, how often and how long in your life are you going to let fear hold you back from doing something you really want to do or dating somebody you really want to date? If you don't ask, it's definitely no. So you might as well just ask, because you may be told yes, and frankly put, things that you do in your life increase or decrease the chances of being told yes, including your confidence level. So if you're walking up to this person really truly caring and knowing that if they tell you no, you're going to be destroyed, well, then they can basically smell that on you. And then they're going to turn you away because you have no backbone. You have no sense of confidence. And we know and can all agree that confidence is attractive. However, if you're able to ask somebody out, and no matter what they say, you'll be okay with the answer. Why? Because you actually like yourself. And you know that if this one says no, that's okay. There's 7.9 billion more where that came from. Then not only does your chance of being told yes go up, but your reaction, your response to being told no is like, all right, cool. Hey, if you change your mind, call me. I'd love to take you out sometime. You're beautiful. And then that's the end of the story. You don't go home and beat yourself up. Perhaps you go home and you celebrate because you were told no and it wasn't a big deal. And isn't that what we want? Being able to express how we feel truly in a safe and comfortable and respectful way to other people, and being okay with whatever happens next, and having boundaries and only allowing healthy and happy people into your life so that we can continue the chain of happiness, health, self-love, etc. I mean, what a concept. And I realize I'm on the pulpit a little bit here, but shut up, it's my YouTube channel. So I just think it's so important that we are all able to handle rejection, and that's something that made us healthy. And it is my personal belief, obviously there's other scientific elements involved, but it's my personal belief that the fact that we avoid rejection in our day-to-day lives, and in general we avoid hardship, is one of the reasons you hear the word anxiety more than you've ever heard it today. I've already coached thousands of people this year, and the amount of times I've heard the word anxiety this year alone is equally in the thousands. It's up to us to help overcome the anxiety, to overcome the fear of rejection. And we start with ourselves. And we start with realizing that if you don't ask, then you definitely won't be selected. So you may as well ask, because if they tell you no, you are no worse off. So at this point in the video, I actually do have something of a special announcement. A while back, I used to offer email coaching, and frankly, as the channel grew, it just became too much, and I was unable to handle the amount of clients that I had coming in. So when that happens, economically speaking, you basically have two options. The first of which is to raise the price to lower the amount of clients, and that helps lower the amount of clients so that they aren't waiting 10 years for the service to actually happen due to sheer number. And generally speaking, I don't like charging what the other coaches charge in the $300-400 range, so rather than upping the price for the email coaching, I'm going to turn it back on, and I've actually been in the process for the past couple of months of training and supervising a second coach to be working with me here at the Love Chat, and we get to expand a little bit, and people still get to get the help they want, and the prices still get to stay low. Now, her name is Robin, and she will be a coach here. However, she will only be handling the email coaching. I will still be doing all the videos and the voice coaching, so not much will be changing here for you guys. Every email that Robin works on will be supervised and fully read by me, and she has my full confidence to give you all exactly what you're looking for, and if there's a couple of things that the email needs touching up on, I personally will step in and make sure that it's exactly how I want it to be before you receive it. This way, I get less of a workload, and you guys get a cheaper option to get our help from the Love Chat. It's been wonderful working with everybody here. I'm proud of all of you. Thank you so much for supporting my channel to the point where I needed to get help from a second coach. And I'll talk to you all next time.